Big penis.
And that's the first minute they heard.
So I was just sitting there.
Oh man, minding my own business.
I'm
All right,
just
so
sitting.
hello everybody, and we are back. So, as you are all, I gotta sneeze. See, should have got this out before we came back. Anyway, so as you're all about to enter the bar, this eccentric figure says, "Hello there. Would you mind if we have a chat?"
And you are?
What it's about.
And he takes his he opens the door and he kind of ushers you in. He takes his hat off.
Is he opening the door to the inn?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The tavern, the Quinn's Tavern.
Yeah.
I need to speak to Quinn real quick. I'll be right back. And I go look for Quinn as fast as possible.
Aren't we all going into literally the same building?
Yep. So as you do head in, he takes his hat and he kind of lifts it, and the bartender, he kind of gives him a wave, and then he points over to the side as the gentleman that you went in with walks over to this room, and he opens the door, and it's the bartender is the one that opened the door for him as he walks in, and he kind of looks back at all of you, and he kind of motions for you to come in.
Are we going?
I guess I would walk in. I would follow him.
Yeah, I'm all down for this. Let's go.
You're the first one in the room.
He's the one
You're
that
muted if you don't know.
He has the small top hat, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's kind of rounded on the edges a little bit, but yeah, for the most
What
part.
race? What race was he again?
Human.
With the Peaky Blinders right now.
Well, I'm gonna hit you with it in a second.
Okay.
So as you guys all head into the room, does anyone stay out of the room? Okay.
Nope.
I mean, I would look at the bartender real quick and may I get something to help a headache?
Yeah, I have just the thing. And he walks over and he goes, "You know what? Just because you were the first patron, this one's on the house, but in the future it'll cost you." And he gives you another little silver vial.
Thank you. And I kind of flick, like I already have a silver prepared. I flick it towards him and walk away
Catches
before he
it.
can say anything.
All right.
And I down that as fast as possible,
Alrighty.
trusting him.
No problem. So as you do, your headache fades. You still have a little bit of a migraine, but it is nowhere near where it was.
All right.
He takes his hat off and he sets it down, and he takes his gloves off and he puts those on top of the hat as he sits at it's a wide room with just a long table on it, or in it, that has multiple chairs, and he sits at the head of it, and he sits down and he pulls out a pipe and he starts packing it, and he crosses his one leg over the other. "Oh, by all means, please sit."
I go sit at the other head of the other head of the table.
I pull out my chair, and as I sit down and be like, I asked who you were and you didn't reply. Can I get an answer now?
Yes.
Yeah.
My name is Chester Ekron, and Sven, you would know who this is. He is essentially a detective in the city.
Chester, what?
Chester
Ekron?
Ekron. E-C-R-O-N. Ekron.
That's how I thought.
You would know that he works for, or the only other times that you've seen him would be at your clergy, and he would be wanting to see bodies, stuff like that. He'd be inquiring about death, things of that nature.
Oh. What was the general disposition towards Chester Ekron?
Neutral. You wouldn't want to be on his bad side. You would know that he is a very intelligent man and can pick out keen details.
Ooh.
You've seen him look over a body before. The one that really piqued your interest in how precise he was. And there were things that even your clergy didn't even notice about on the person that he pointed out. He has a keen eye.
Wait, the body of who was just recently assassinated?
No. Like I'm saying, in the past, you
Oh,
would
okay,
know.
okay.
Yeah. So
He would pick up on things that we wouldn't see.
correct.
Okay. Yeah, so I'll follow in. I'll keep an eye on him, but yeah, don't really say much.
As he's sitting there, and he looks up after he introduces himself, and he pulls out a little after he smokes his pipe a little bit. He pulls out a journal and a quill and ink, and he taps the quill and the ink. And who may all of you be?
I'm Cthulhu.
He writes your name down. And where do
Cthulhu
you
Smith.
hail? Smith. And where do you hail from, Cthulhu?
I'm from a faraway land. You know where Ketbraton is?
Not directly.
Well, you can write that down.
Ket Bradon, correct?
Indeed.
Very well. And do you happen to have your crest on you?
My what?
Your crest?
No, I don't know what you mean by.
No.
And I kind of like pull off the. I have my amulet on, and I look at him and I flash it towards him, and kind of like.
Let's see if I do not recognize that symbol. And he looks over and he kind of just scans the room, and then he looks at you, June, and you might be.
Are we in some sort of trouble here?
No trouble yet.
Yep.
Yes, yeah, exactly.
We'll get to that in a minute. And your name was Miss?
My name is June, and I want to know why you are interrogating us.
All in due time. All in due time. And
Or now.
make an intimidation check.
We're over there hyping her up.
Do you go on your tippy toes?
That's a dirty 20.
Overtime.
Ooh.
Oh,
Nice.
yeah.
Alright, let's
Shiver
see,
me
let's
timbers.
see. He did not.
Damn,
What?
why couldn't I roll
He
that?
did not roll well.
Haha.
Yes.
And he
This
he
5'5"
looks at you.
girl is terrified.
He
or
looks
is
at you and
terrifying
he
this
puts
little
the quill back in the ink. Well, you're a colorful band of characters in the city, and some events have recently happened, so I'm just trying to get the lay of what you're all doing here. And he wipes some ink back off. And again, you said your name was June. Are you of this city?
I'll take out my Solarian crest and I'll lay it on the table and I'll say, you have no need to interrogate us. We were actually looking for ways to help. We didn't even know what happened until we talked to one of the guards. We actually came here for more information. So I think
He
that
kind of
instead
puts
of
his hand up. You're getting well ahead of yourself. You'll be able to tell your story in just a minute.
we don't have a story.
And he looks over at Alar, and you, big fella Furbog, yes?
Yes,
And your name would be?
my name is Ayla the Battleborn.
Alar the Battleborn. And where do you hail from?
The North.
As in? Uthron? Do you have
The
that correct?
North.
That is,
Do I have sorry?
as in you're from Uthron?
Throne.
Uthron? The kingdom?
No,
Very well.
from the North.
And he kind of looks over, he looks at Sven as you're kind of like trying to not make conversation. I recognize you. You're from the clergy, are you not?
I pull out my token and I say, yeah.
And your
And
name
then,
would be?
My name's Sven.
Thank you. Who would be next? He looks at you, Uridin. And your name would be?
Uridin?
Very well. And where do you hail from? Oridon? Am I saying that correctly? Oridon?
I
Yes.
was gonna say, does he know how to spell all these names just like off the top of his head?
That's like us spelling DM names.
Yeah.
Right?
Ooh,
Cartoon.
Cartoon. Cartoon?
I mean, because I
Cartoon.
got Lord Newdoll is just Newdoll.
And
I
it's
spelled it-
N-U-D-A-L.
I spelled it noodle.
I didn't say
Mine's
noodle.
noodle.
I said new doll.
Well, somebody said noodle, so I spelled
Oh.
it that way.
He looks at, I'm assuming,
Episode
pretty
1.
energetic. He looks over at Yuzio. And you would be?
I'm not actually super energetic at the moment.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
a little bit not necessarily confused, but kind of calm probably for the first time, as a lot of you have seen. And I would assume a little bit understanding, because I kind of know that there's a due process here that's he's taking, and that I'd kind of be familiar with, I'm assuming.
Yeah, probably. It's very formal.
So yeah. I will I will say to him, my name is Zio Vunra, and
And in
I
relation
will
to...
yes, and I will pull out my token, and then pull out my what is it called again? My
guild letter? Or guild, paperwork?
it's not like my heritage shit or whatever.
Your crest? Your
No,
coat of arms?
It's in my equipment. Let me.
Your heritage thing. I don't know what you mean.
Yeah,
crest?
it's no, it's not a family crest.
there- A fork on a table nearby?
There's only one table in this room, and there is not.
Okay.
If you
bummer.
check your inventory, if you have a mess kit, there would be a spork. Or a fapoon.
Oh, I have a spork then.
Yeah, you
I
have
start cleaning my
Yeah.
fingernails.
Okay.
I've
It's like-
literally been doing that.
Does this feel like it's an official Inquisition or a PI Inquisition?
PI. What were you gonna say, Zio? What was it?
This is like a proof of pedigree, or it was
Okay.
something that was given to me based off my background.
Okay.
And yeah, I would show him that.
He looks at both of them. So you're both Uthran then? Pretty directly?
I am from Uthran. May I ask, what is your intentions out of questioning our group here?
And he looks around. I don't think I forgot anyone. Did he forget anyone? I don't know if I... Okay.
No, you got everyone.
He puts, he packs everything kind of back up, and he puts the journal inside his coat pocket. And he leans back in the chair, and he's holding his pipe. He goes, well, to be honest, something like this happening in the city, which I'm assuming because of June, correct? You're aware of what has happened. Something like this is quite rare, as well as colorful characters like yourself showing up. So, just covering the bases as I can.
We also can't be the only colorful people in the town at this time. You know, there were a lot of
course
people
not.
here.
That is true. But you are the ones that stand out the most at the moment. You're under no
How
arrest.
so?
If you would like to leave, lady, you can.
No, because
Is there a way I could insight check that interaction?
What do you mean? Inside check.
Just to see if they know each other.
June and Chester?
Yes.
Sure, you can do an inside check.
Oh. 12.
It seems like, correct me if I'm wrong, June, but it seems like June is kind of insulted. But it does not seem like they have familiarity.
Okay.
Mr. Ekron, was it?
That is correct.
I'm sorry if I come off a little harsh. I just have been with, my fellow companions here most of the night. We were here at Quinn's Tavern for the majority of the night. And then our friend here, unfortunately, drank some of this new sort of poison, and we
I-
went.
And his eye kind of perks poison, you say?
What was it again? And I kind of like look around to the group.
I shamefully just look down and go, dragon.
Dragonborn meat.
That
Alright.
I don't recommend it.
But I'm fine now.
But
It's not that bad.
after that, Sven, a local here, was able to show us a quiet spot that we could talk and let Cthulhu here rest a little bit. When I noticed that everything got a little quiet, and then we entered back into the center of town to find out what happened.
That is a compelling story.
Because it's true.
Yeah, we totally just murdered him in the middle of the town festival.
I elbow Sven.
That's not. Yeah.
I'm just laughing. I'm just giggling over there.
And he mentions, he says, I never said where he was murdered.
Neither did I. Did you? Who said that? Somebody said that.
So,
Where was he murdered?
I
tell me
I
this.
tap,
How would you know
I-
where he was killed if you weren't there?
If I may, you can
Wait,
ask.
so he was killed? He was actually killed in the middle of the festival.
Yes.
Well,
He was.
you can ask the bartender. We were here for a little while. And he can verify that I was shit faced on the floor, and
And-
then we left for a little bit.
And can he verify that you were here during the time of the assassination?
We're not sure when it took
When
place.
exactly was it? You can't tell me. I don't know.
And he kind of leans back and he opens up his coat, the right side, and he starts slipping something out of it. It's a long, looks like a long piece of wood, and he kind of twirls it in his hands for a second. He sets it down and very gently and nonchalantly in the center of the table, and it's an arrow. It's a darker wooded arrow, and he goes, and he sits back again. Do any of you recognize this?
Do I?
Do I?
Do I?
Everybody make a perception check. And Alar would
Get
have
it?
advantage.
Ooh.
Let's go!
12.
Oh.
Nat 20.
19.
Well, let's hopefully not have to use that one. Let's see the second one. A little better. 11, I believe,
11.
on perception, so 11.
Cthulhu,
Hell yeah.
natural 20 plus what?
Oh shit. Wait, what was it? Perception?
Mm-hmm.
-1, so 19.
Okay.
Same as me.
Not to shit on the natural 20, but unfortunately, from what it is, your character would not know with your roll.
Damn
But-
it.
I almost said Nif, but Zio, Zio, it piques your interest. That dark wood would definitely remind you of home. You would see, even as you, Uridin, as you kind of look at your arrows, they're of a lighter wood. They're of a different type. And you know that this type would be more common up near where you live, Zio.
Does it remind me of the encounter that Sven and I had?
It does not, no.
Okay.
And Zio, I don't know if you point that out or not, but continue.
I do not.
Does this look familiar at all?
I draw one of my arrows and I set it down to compare it.
It's the same.
Oh, wrong arrow. Got it.
It's like, wow, you're just giving me all the clues. Sure, get him in the jail.
Took me.
And
Does it look anything alike?
No, completely. I mean, same kind of style, but the feathers are different. The head's similar, and then the wood's completely different.
Okay.
He's...
Does it look familiar to you?
Oh, why, of course. Of course it looks familiar for me. Why would I be asking the question if it didn't? Anyway, I'll
Well,
fill in the
then,
blanks,
is there a
which I'm sure
question?
that some of you would know the answer to at least. It's from the north, quite far north, in fact. Probably somewhere near Ruthron, or even north, farther north than that. And as he says that, Alar, you kind of go back because you would know the flora and the fauna, and you look at
Right.
it, and you, if you choose to grab it, you can. And
Okay.
it is. Do you pick it up?
Yeah, definitely.
As you pick it up, you kind of inspect it. Now that it was pointed out, and you're kind of actually inspecting the item, you can definitely tell that this was made from some sort of northern material. It's very dense wood.
Okay.
So you definitely know that it comes from either where you live or the surrounding area.
All right. I would probably like undo my sleeve and kind of point to it and be like, "Oh, kind of like this tree,"
And
like point to like these. It's very. I have pale gray skin and the tattoos are white, so it's pretty difficult to see. But you would kind of see like this white
he looks at it.
tree.
Probably pretty close to that, yes. So you do recognize it.
Well, now that you mention it, yeah.
And, Mr. Vunra, I'm surprised that it doesn't look familiar to you.
Well, throughout my studying, I never really studied archery or fletching, per se. I mainly focused more on sword and shield combats.
Up close and
But
personal.
I'm sorry?
Up close and personal.
Yes, that's more of what I focused on.
He kind of leans
And
forward.
as you may know
He
of
grabs
my
the
family,
Continue.
it's not one of our specialties. I've not too familiar with arrows. They kind of all look the same to me.
To your question, Nick, you
Yeah.
can ask that out loud too. To your question,
Okay.
yes, it is.
I didn't want to ask. I didn't want to interrupt.
No, you're cool. You can wait. Yes, your
Okay.
javelins are made of the same
Yes.
type of wood,
Yes. Okay.
and that's
So I would
kind of why
probably
he's been looking
also
at
mention
you.
that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sure, it is.
Oh, and I kind of then like start piecing more together. I'm like, if you want to look at my stuff, I don't carry a bow and I don't carry arrows.
No. I mean, murder weapons would be easy to ditch, don't you think? Especially if it was a bow.
Fair enough. Did you find one?
No, not yet. But I'm sure I will.
Well, hopefully it's not furbolg size because our bows are typically furbolg size.
No.
Can I?
Go ahead.
Can I do? Sorry, who's going?
No, go ahead, Sven.
Oh, can I? Because I didn't want to take my eyes off of Chester this whole time.
Mm-hmm.
Do I pick up any sense that he might think that monster did it?
Make an insight check.
I was about to say I'm doing I'm just trained eyed on this guy, trying to figure out what he is and what he's
No problem.
saying.
17.
17. It doesn't look like he's directly suspecting Alar.
Yeah.
It
Okay.
doesn't look like he's directly suspecting any one of you more than the other at the moment.
Okay.
He seems very inquisitive. He goes, "Oh, by no means do I think that you shot this one. This one would be a little small for your reach. But, not to insult you, Mr. Unra. Potentially, you are traveling with someone from the north. This would fit his
Well-
build and his size.
I do not know who would have killed Lord Noodle. Is that correct pronunciation there, DM?
Nadal.
Nadal, okay. But I have heard of Lord Noodle, and correct me if I'm wrong. He's definitely done some great work to maintain the peace here between our two kingdoms, and it would be a great shame for this peace that we've worked so hard to maintain these past 100 or so years to perish over something like this. This is not something that I or my group wishes for.
No, that would be quite a shame, but to spark such a heavy reaction, it would be smart to take out the person who's the one that is the reason for the peace, don't you think so, Mr. Vunner?
I do think that whoever committed this crime is definitely trying to destabilize this peace. And I, as well as I'm sure my fellow companions here, would like to get to the bottom of this as well. And if we can assist you, I understand that you are just doing your job, and this is a process that needs to be taken. But if we can assist you, once you are convinced that we have not committed this heinous crime, maybe we can do something for you.
Potentially, that would be of some help. But before we get to
I'm
that...
not...
Go ahead, Mr. Vunner.
I'm going to be addressing the group. I'm not wrong here, am I?
I have no problem helping.
Compensation does talk the loudest.
Yes.
I'm not saying we will do anything for free. I'm just saying...
I need to see the body. That's a bit to see how I feel one way or the other.
I hate to
Helping
say-
you. Go
I hate
ahead,
to-
sorry.
I hate to say it, but all we know is somebody's died, and that's all I know.
Well, just
Yes.
to address the points that have been brought in forward, he looks at you, Urdin. You are right, compensation wouldn't be nice, and your anonymity would be great, wouldn't it? And in terms of you needing to see the body, I believe it's already been taken to your clergy, so we could head there.
Oh yeah, duh. We can go back to where I do stuff with dead bodies.
Exactly.
That little remark he had towards me, can I insight check that?
Go ahead. As your insight check that, he also speaks. By the way, I spoke with the head of the guard, and if I'm not wrong, Sven and Uridin. I'm pronouncing that still correctly, right? Uridin?
Yes.
What was the insight check?
18.
And what were you trying to discern out of it?
Does he know, like, my tribe?
Hard to tell. You said 18?
Yep.
You kind of get the feel that he's saying that, yeah, your payment would be not going to jail if you prove yourself innocent.
Okay.
Gotcha. And you returned recently from the town of... Oh, it's a new one. I'm not quite sure. What is the name of it again?
Say that again?
The town that you two returned from. What was the name
Oh.
of it again?
It
Oh,
was
there.
Newberry.
Nope.
Nope.
That's up.
Sorry.
Damn
That's
it.
where we were.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's right.
You were quite far off then, were you?
I had it.
Norbury, you're sure?
Aurelian.
0 notes. There you go. Oh, Aurelian. That one checks out more. That sounds a little bit more to what the captain said.
That's
But
where I was.
You
before.
returned recently from the front line of the expansion. Is that correct?
Indeed.
The group, the Session A group, you, as they say that, when he says expansion, you kind of take note that you did pass through a newer town. You passed through a town that was definitely built very recently, and you notice the transition from a dirt foot-laid path to a cobble hand-laid path. And it kind of just sparks your, that's probably what he's talking about. And as he continues, and if I'm correct, you just recently returned.
It's about when was it, Uridin? Like a week ago or something like that.
It was this morning that you returned.
It was only barely a day.
Oh, I misunderstood the question.
He's a
But-
very anxious boy.
Yep. So we can. Are we doing? We doing the help? We going to help him. You, Jester, all of us, is one to do this.
Alrighty, well.
I love it so much.
Are we together? You doing it? Also, all of us?
How old is this Egron?
Probably in his 50s, 60s.
He's 14.
He's 14. He's a prodigy.
Let me get my pipe. I'm 14. Blows bubbles.
And you said he's heavy set.
Heavier set. He has a belly on him. But he is not like, damn.
Fat bastard.
Alrighty. He goes, very well. And he takes the air and he puts it back and he kind of knocks out his pipe on the bottom of his boot. Very well. I already spoke with Quinn. I know that you were here originally, but you had some point of absence. And unfortunately for you, that point of absence was during the assassination. And he looks over at Sven, and it is quite peculiar that you happen to know where it happened without being there. But let's go speak with your clergy.
No, there's literally someone that told us. There's someone that told us that literally.
Very well.
Literally said where it happened.
There might have been.
And
We asked
he stands back and puts his glove on.
commoner.
I don't know if you guys are lying, but they never said where he was killed. They said that apparently the Lord was killed.
I'm definitely lying.
Okay. Make a deception check then.
I'm just not saying
That's what I
shit.
want to know. If you're lying, I need to know. So, deception.
Shit,
Oh,
I should just be
yeah.
lying. Alright. That would be deception.
Mm-hmm.
What's the deception? A +1, so that's a 7. So
Oh.
he definitely is deceived. He
Yeah.
is deceived.
He doesn't know.
I rolled an 18.
Deception. Very well. So as he stands up, he puts his gloves on, he grabs his hat, and he puts it under his arm. He's like, after you, Sven. I'm sure you know the way.
Oh, we're going back to
Your clergy? Yes.
Oh yeah, I thought you wanted me to lead you to where I think the body was. I think like
Where
around
did you
here.
kill him?
I think his body was over here. But yeah, I'll lead the way.
Very well.
Looking over my shoulder every once in a while. Literally nobody's next to me.
He's following you, and it's not like he's like behind all of you and he's like, go, keep an eye on you. Like he
Right.
is even in fact like walking next to you, Sven.
I was about to say I'd be behind the detective.
That's
Can I-
very well. Go ahead.
Oh, can I inquire? Was it like was it an alley? Was it like in the open? Was it like how open of a space was he murdered?
All of that will come to light soon enough.
Can you not speak cryptically? I really don't appreciate that.
Yeah, you literally could have just said like outside, and that would have gotten us closer.
Oh, we're here.
Yeah, I forgot that everything, the pocket ferry, the tavern, and the clergy all in the same street.
No, I mean it was a little bit of walking, but he just oh we're here, and you guys are. It is a fairly large building, more towards the front of the city where you would first enter, and it has a large. Let me make sure.
Roof.
It has a large symbol on the front of it above the door that looks kind of like a skull. It's a little different and a little elongated, but essentially what it looks like.
Is
Would
it-
I?
I was about to say, is it
Recognize-
any like symbol of anything?
Make a religion check if you'd like.
I want to point out if it's Kellamvor, I actually do follow Kellamvor.
It is
That's
not.
like in my shit. That is not. Okay, then I'll do
You
a
said religion.
Mm-hmm.
That is
17.
a not 17. That's half of that 18 or 8 rather 8.
That's forest math for you kids. Half of 17 is 8.
15 plus 2. So.
You would have heard of, and in your studies, heard of a specific type of clergy that follows something called the Undying Court. but you don't know too many specifics about it.
Is that Faye by any chance?
You don't even know what it is because you didn't even perceive it.
I was just,
Okay, sorry.
would I, would I
you're
know
right, sorry.
anything of like?
You would know what I just said, and nothing more.
Okay.
It wouldn't be something. You're not close to clergy, so it would be hard for you to know exactly, and it's not your god. So, as you guys,
He's
get
not
to-
my god.
as you get to the front, Chester says, "Would you like to lead the way, or shall I?"
Yeah, no, I feel comfortable opening the door and going in. Is it? Wait, do they swing in or swing out? I think I know that.
You pull the door, and as you do, he holds the door, and he kind of takes his hat off again, and he ushers you all in.
Oh, yep.
As
I'll
I
go.
step in, I'm
I grab
like,
the door
looking
and let
all
him go
over.
in first.
Okay. And just to throw some little
Dragons
bit of,
in here.
spice into this,
dragons.
Hey,
Sven, please describe what they see.
As you walk into the amazing building I was totally prepared to describe, when you walk into the hallway, there are what appears to be dark stained glass windows, but they do not go to the outside. They are just purple and different colors with little pedestals underneath these windows, and some are empty, some have candles, but then it opens up into a almost like what you call a plant building with glass walls, a glass room.
Greenhouse.
Yeah, but not all the walls, it's stone.
Okay.
And let's see, there's a water slide that comes from the there's
I was about to say, really?
and there is a pool table too. But there'll be multitudes of different rooms outside of that big open area that lead to various hallways and cabinets where stuff is held, and your various rooms for prayer and for dealing with bodies and things of that sort.
All right. So as you enter, you do see that there's a little bit of a makeshift plinth that you see a body on. Fine clothing, and you see members of your clergy standing around this figure. This is what you all see, but Sven, you know that it's your clergy members. And you see, as you all walk in, one, they kind of take note of you, and one, Sven, welcome. And I see you've brought company. And before you even speak, Chester goes, "Yes, they're all here on my behest. I'm understood that you are ready to proceed. Is that correct?" Yes, we are. I did not know there would be such an audience, but you can continue. Very well. And would you all like to join and see what I see?
you guys
Of course,
just
yeah.
hear me muttering to myself, "Oh my god, it's horrible." And I'm just kind of like, not talking to myself, but talking to myself.
I'm not doing
And
it, but
almost
I'm
not
doing
hearing
it.
what he's saying.
So as you all walk up, the head member of your clergy, he puts his hand on the body of a man dressed in fine clothes that you can perceive to be Lord Nudal. As he puts, and his eyes kind of like, his head kind of like goes back, and his eyes start to like flicker, as there's a large brass bowl next to him, and inside of the bowl, you've seen this before, rarely, but you've seen it, and inside the bowl is a type of pure white sand, and his hand is on top of the sand, and you can see his eyes are flickering like he's seeing something, and his hand starts to move inside of the sand. You guys can't tell exactly what's happening from your angle, but after a little...
Just for clarity,
Mhm.
this is Lord Nudal, right?
That his hand's on, yes. You can assume that it is. No one has directly said that, but
So wait, no, imagining dead dude with hand in the sand and eyes
Sorry.
flickering.
The head clergy
Okay.
member has his hand on
Okay.
the Lord as well as his hand in the sand. And then
Okay.
Lord Nadal is dead.
Okay.
And as his eyes stop and his head is twitching back and forth and it stops and his eyes open again and he pulls his hand from outside of the bowl as Chester walks up and he goes, "Ah, just as I thought." And he pulls out his journal again and he begins to write in it. And would you all like to take a look?
What are we looking at?
And do you walk up to take a look, or is that what you asked?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I feel like
Walk
I'd,
up.
I'd push my way up to the front.
Okay.
I wouldn't go near the dead body.
Okay. Is anyone else staying behind, or just Ayla?
I'm actually going to stay back with Aylar.
Okay. As you guys walk up, you see inside of the sand, kind of drawn with the hand of the clergy member, a circle, and inside that circle is a singular pine tree.
Well,
Well, what does this mean? Do I recognize anything
Yeah,
about
does
it?
it mean anything?
You two would not recognize it?
I will say out loud, well, that certainly looks like our token.
And that is exactly, and he kind of hits you on the shoulder, that is exactly what I thought.
Yeah. But I thought that's kind of information that you already knew. Am I wrong?
Confirmation is better than speculation.
I agree with that.
And he whispers over to the clergy member, "Thank you." And you would assume at this point, Sven, that they would end up either returning the body to the family members or having the family members come here at some point. But
Can I talk to one of the clergy to see which one that might be? If it's already been arranged, if it's going to happen here, if they're going to take him
of course
home.
you can. You can go up to the head clergy member, who is a elven man, and his name is Dwiven, Dwivn.
I'll approach Dwiven. I don't want to alarm Dwiven, but I will just kind of tap him on the shoulder.
Hello, Sven.
Dwiven, as you know, I brought people here that don't normally here. So, do you know if the family will be coming to see the body, or will be I can take. You can let me by myself go take the body to the family if you need me to.
Well, unfortunately, due to the nature of this death and the high profile of it, we're not quite sure what's going to happen yet. I know it won't be returned to the family, but I doubt he'll be laid to rest soon. There's investigations
know?
to be had.
That's what we were going to try to find out too. Do you know where and more specifics? Because it seems like we are suspect ourselves.
Well, the visions I've had were clouded. They were jaded in some way that I couldn't really dig myself through. But the only thing that kept happening was I would see that symbol reappear.
That when there's I have a question, DM. So this symbol that the head of the clergy transcribed into the sand, this is, I'm confused as to what it is. It's a
Zio
symbol that-
mentioned, just to plainly write it out, this is the Uthranian crest.
Yeah.
So denizens of Uthran would bear this crest when traveling.
And you might have seen it when I placed down my token when we were very first being investigated, and you asked
you
who I
would
was.
have noticed it. It would have piqued your memory.
Oh. So I'll go back to the group, and I'll bid Dwiven some space. But yeah, I'll go back to the group with this information and try to mull it over in my head. I want to keep an eye on Zio.
Okay.
before like Sven like comes back like over towards Alar and I kind of want to get a little closer to Alar and telepathically I'm gonna ask him, didn't you mention that you can like speak to the dead to some measure? And then I will use my link response to let him respond telepathically as well.
Okay.
They speak to me. It's not really a exchange. It's not by choice.
Then also telepathically I'll be like, has this Lord Nudal spoken to you at all since we've been in here?
No.
That's all.
Would I
Also
have
telepathically.
any way of trying to communicate? Like trying
You
would I
can
have any
certainly
idea?
try.
Alright,
How do you try to commune with the dead?
let me this guy would speak common. And
While he is doing that, I'm gonna approach Zio kind of from the side, and then I'll let him continue.
I would just probably the only thing I can think of is putting my hand on him, and I really don't want to do that. So I would just try, most definitely in vain, to like put my brainwaves out. I don't know how to describe that. To like try and like communicate.
real hard.
but I
Send
wouldn't,
out
like-
your vibes,
Yeah.
man.
I think real
Exactly.
hard.
I'm gonna send out my vibes.
Make a religion check.
I'm gonna approach Zio, and I'm just gonna say, should we be afraid? Do we have to get out of here?
I will handle that in just a moment.
Alar?
1.
No. You do not get any communication back. As
Really?
You stand there and you
No.
look at the body, and for the first time you try to commune directly, and you just...
You fart.
And
Is his
you-
face like turning red?
Try a little too hard.
His pale skin's turning a little red, and June, you're the only one close enough to hear, but you just hear, and you as you look back at June, you shake your head now.
I'll kind of just set my hand on probably like his elbow.
I like jolt
Um,
away, and then I'm like, oh, that's he's just betting. No, okay.
Is that him?
Shit.
Lord Noodle!
So I will pipe up after I'm assuming there's a little bit of a silence besides what Uridin, am I
Yep.
correct on that name? Okay.
Yep.
Uridin has said. And I will address Chester and I'll say, well, Mr. Ekron,
That is correct.
you have said that we are not under arrest, and I think that it might be beneficial for us to take a leave and communicate among ourselves. But if there are no objections, maybe we shall stay at where's the inn? Quinn's Tavern, and if you need to find us, we can be there. You can reach us there at least. Sven, I did want to ask, would you be staying there with us? I'd urge you to keep in contact, if nothing else.
Yeah, there is something that connects us, so I don't think it'd be wise if I didn't keep in touch.
Well, maybe you can stay at Quinn's Tavern with us, at least for the night. That way, maybe we can put some trust in Mr. Akron here. That way he knows he can find us if he needs us. But I do think that it should be time for us to take our leave.
And he puts his hand on your shoulder as he kind of leads you away from the body as he's kind of leading you guys out at this point. As you guys get outside, and he puts his gloves back on, he puts his hat back on, he goes, "Well, that is a great idea, Zio. And no, you're not under arrest, but I would say tonight I'm probably going to put a guard or two outside of the tavern itself. It might be best for you to make sure that you stick to your surroundings and stay put."
Hey, if there's a murderer out there, I feel safer with some guards in front of the doors, of which I will be sleeping under.
Very well. Well, tonight, once you turn in, which shall be, and he kind of looks up, in a hour or two before nightfall, they'll be there. And
You
anyway,
will be there?
no, the guards will be there to make sure
Oh,
that
okay.
you don't get any ideas. But, like I said, you're not technically in custody.
That's perfectly fine. I just think that maybe we need to discuss some things on our own. Of course, I understand that you were doing your job, and there a certain way of going about things, and I know it all too well. But again, we will be in touch. I'm sure of that. And again, we would like to help once you are certain that we did not do this.
Oh, very well. We'll be in touch in the morning. But all
Okay.
of you have a nice day, and I hope that we can get to the bottom of this soon. And he kind
As
of
do
gives
I.
he gives a slight nod to all of you. I'll be seeing you. And he ends up taking his leave. As you are left in front of the clergy, what would you all like to do?
I will again kind of continue speaking. Sven, I know, well, now I know this is where you do your business, correct?
Yet most of the time.
Most of the time. Well, I don't want to intrude upon your life, but I would urge you to come back to the tavern with us and spend the night there. That way, it does seem that we are all suspects, as we have not been right in the public's eye when a certain crime has happened. So I think it is best for us to go back and talk over our options, and I think that it is important for you to be there.
Yeah, I would agree. I'm going to talk to the head here, Dwiven. He may not need me at all, so I will. If you are all going back to the tavern now, I would go with you now. So give me a second. I'll find out if they need.
We
my
can wait.
help.
So you head back in, Sven?
Yeah. I just want to see if there's anything that I can do with because I'm part of this team pretty much. It would be kind of weird that all of a sudden I met these people and I'm like, oh yeah, forget you guys. It seems like I might be needed, so I just want to double check, make sure I don't they were like, yeah, 30 years ago you just stopped helping.
Yeah. So you head in, and he is still looking over the body, and he's sitting down. You know that process is pretty draining.
I'll speak softly, but I'll just say, Dwiven, before I take my leave with these new companions, am I needed here? I couldn't in good conscience leave you all to it alone.
Well, at the time being, other than this, not much has transpired. You should be fine, and then you are free to come and go as you please. I do appreciate you checking in, though.
As long as you don't need me, I will be back to Quinn's Tavern to not be arrested, but not allowed to leave. So, if you need me.
Sounds odd to me.
Yeah, it sounds odd, but you know me. I wouldn't just kill somebody for no reason. Well, at all. I would, even if I had the reason, I wouldn't.
Oh, of course.
But yep, maybe these new people can help me help more people. I don't know. They're waiting for me outside though. So Dwiven, I'll see you later, I suppose. Good job with the.
Take care, Sven. You stay safe. Who knows who's out
I'll do
there?
my best.
Uh,
I'll do my best.
As he went inside, I'm gonna like close my eyes and murmur a prayer and cast divine sense.
Okay. What's the
As an action, you can take good and evil until the end of your next turn. You can sense anything affected by hollow spirits, celestial fiends, undead.
Okay. As you do so, you don't get any pings back of anything that is surrounding you. You get an eerie feeling from the clergy itself, but nothing of note that you'd be like, oh wow.
I'm gonna approach Zio again.
Okay.
And I'm gonna stand off to the side, but in a hushed voice, I'm gonna. You are certain you know nothing of this, correct?
I don't think it is smart for me to openly say that I would prefer not to speak of anything until we got back to the tavern. But I just do not think that right now, I believe our best course of action is to talk privately. In public and busy streets like this, many things can be overheard, but I can safely assure to you that no, I do not know nothing of this.
I tap the shield on his back with my spork. Just
You
nod.
still
spork?
have that out? Your footpoon
My
is still
spork.
out?
Yep.
Showed
I've
up to
been,
a dead body with a spork.
I was twisting it through my fingers, cleaning my fingernails.
Did you not know that he was killed with a footpoon?
Well, I was hungry.
Hopefully not for lords.
Whoop. They got us. We ate them.
And then
I thought he
As
was.
we saw his dead body in front of us.
I thought he was cheesy fiesta potatoes from Taco Bell.
Don't, dude. Now I'm hungry for Taco Bell. Fuck.
No, now I need a spork and some cheesy fiesta potatoes.
Now I need some
as-
cheesy bean and rice burritos, bro.
As
We'll build
Sven
them.
exits the temple, I'm guessing, I would ask him, what is this temple? Who is this? Or I don't even know if it's a temple. Whatever this is, what is it? What is the
If I
symbol for?
can interrupt before Sven answers, I'll say, please, let's just go somewhere private and we can converse as much as we'd like, but while we are being scrutinized like we are, I don't believe that it is best for us to be talking openly. It doesn't matter the
Zio is-
subject.
Zio is right. Let's get out of here.
Are you guys gonna go back to the tavern then?
Yep.
That is where we
Yeah.
told them we'd be, so yes.
Okay.
That as well.
So as you head back to the tavern, the bartender, who you still have not known the name of,
I
Quinn.
do.
Shit. I
No,
was-
Quinn's not the
I was
bartender.
gonna say, on the way back, I was gonna be looking for like a blacksmith.
Okay. I mean, if you wanted to ask around, you could find one.
Yeah, I'll find that while we're walking, I'll see like a common person,
Okay.
just like kind of usher him towards me.
Yeah, there's no one on the northern side of the city.
Thank you.
Yeah. He just immediately walks away.
Alrighty. Talking is not their thing. I'm kind of like speaking to myself at this point.
Mhm.
So as you guys get back to the tavern,
Is new working?
wrong city.
What? Oh
It's,
no.
Nice try.
it's Z or Zai?
Is it ZIY?
Yep.
What?
Never mind. I'll ask the bartender their name.
That's what I have written down too.
DM is
Yeah,
confused.
that's from Rhode Island.
What?
Yeah,
ZIY?
Z and new.
Who's new?
That was
T-
the French guy from.
Is it Tian?
No, you have never asked this bartender his name. You
I
guys,
thought
on,
he
I have
introduced
19.
you guys
himself.
are looking at your session 0 notes.
I
I'll
have
say-
19 more
wait,
names I'm gonna
Dirt
go
to
through.
Cobblestone?
What?
His name is Dirt to Cobblestone. That's what I've written down.
Dirty Cobble.
Well, I thought when I was on the floor and he kind of introduced himself and handed me stuff.
He never said his name. Neither
Oh, I
of them
thought you
said
did.
their name.
I could have sworn that when I gave him 2 gold, he told me that his name was one of those things I wrote down.
You never
But anyway.
gave him 2 gold.
I did.
Oh
I
wait,
did.
I keep thinking wrong town.
I never asked him for his name.
Do you
And
know
I'm
what
pretty
you're-
sure.
Anthony's like, wrong fucking thing!
No one knows his name. Continue.
No, I swear I
totally
know it.
did this. Oh, that's great. Anyway, so you walk up and who said they asked his name?
I'll do it.
Alright. He smiles, he gives you a smile. My name's Nick. N-I-K.
Is that how many C's and K's and umlauts?
Umlauts surrounding
36
every
each.
letter.
He said
Hello.
Nick, right?
Nick. N-I-K.
Listen here, Rich.
Spells it wrong.
And,
I almost did.
Ekron came by and said that the rooms are on the crown, so we have some rooms for all of you. How many would you want?
We
would
would
like my
like
own.
your biggest.
I'd also like my own. I don't care how large.
Well, they're all one size. Sorry to disappoint.
I
Is there
require my
a-
own, actually.
Is there a private
Conference room?
conference room somewhere where we can meet and discuss privately?
You
Is there a
could in your
conference room?
rooms, or you could use the one you were using before.
Can we have 6 separate rooms, then 1 extra room in case we want a conference in that room?
You
I-
could use
If
I don't-
they're on the crown.
I don't care what the size of the room is. As long as the bed's big enough for me.
It'll be a stretch, but
So
it'll
all
be-
separate rooms.
Yes. But you could use the dining room that you were in earlier, I guess.
Is it empty?
Yes.
Alright, let's do that.
It's only used for special
Yeah.
occasions.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay, yeah.
Sven and I we're gonna bunk together.
So 5
Yeah.
then.
Yes.
Gives you guys a double.
So there are different size rooms.
We get
No,
the
it just has 2
appropriate
beds in it.
number of rooms.
Okay.
You get the appropriate number of 5 rooms, and one of them has 2 beds in it, or 1. So you guys head into the dining room as you shut the door
Yeah.
behind you, and kind of the hustle and bustle of the outside tavern shuts out.
Before we enter in there, I would have liked to speak to the bartender for just a quick second.
All right, I have a quick second.
I would just like a bottle of wine, Vunra, preferably.
Oh, very well. That will be. Let's see. It is an import, so that will be 4 gold pieces.
4? Not a problem.
Not
and
a problem.
You pretentious prick.
That's for the whole bottle.
6 glasses. Yes, I want the
Very
bottle.
well. I'll bring them in there
6
in a moment.
glasses. Thank you very much. Please knock before you enter.
He kind of.
As we just
Very well.
Theo's like stepped up and
Thank
taken charge.
as soon as we started walking, I walked straight for the head of the table.
Okay,
Just
I
smash
want-
cut to Zio getting attacked by 2 wolves.
Zio, I want you to make a perception check.
Okay,
Ah! Ah!
let's use this one.
Look out for those
That's
wolves.
not good. Perception, I am proficient, and that's a +0, so 8.
I'm
as you're-
proficient and I don't see shit.
As you're walking away, he goes, "Oh, sorry, you forgot something," and he holds up a brown leather purse, basically. And he hands it to you, and you can tell it's your coin purse. And he goes, "By the way, if you're going to be taking note of everyone around, you might want to be taking note of the person that you're giving money to." And he kind of gives you a smile. "I'll be in there soon."
Thank you very much. I'll grab my coin first.
You're always
Slightly
natural
flustered
20 on the sleight of
and.
hand.
Ooh, okay.
You wouldn't see shit.
Yeah. And
He's friendly.
yeah, I will join the rest of the group. And
As-
as I walk in the room, I will say, "We have a bottle of wine, good wine, coming." So
A couple minutes pass, and he goes, "I knocked.
thank you.
As we
Do I
sit
come
down,
in?"
Come in.
Come in.
Yeah.
No.
I'm
Just-
gonna
He knocks. Thank you. And
revisit.
then nothing. He comes in. He gives you
I'm
guys
gonna-
your
Outside the
glasses.
door.
And,
As
No
as he
contact
walks
delivery.
in,
I
as he
wanna-
walks in, I cast Divine Sense again, just to make
Okay.
Case.
Yep. How many times can you cast that a day?
3 per long rest.
Okay. You do not get pinged with any evil or fiends
All right.
or fangs or anything.
Actually, how big is this room?
20 by
Like, is it
50.
within 60 feet by 60 feet?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna cast detect magic then,
Okay.
'cause I can do that.
So as you sit down, you
just-
start drawing the runes. As you cast
Yeah.
detect magic, you do, as he enters, you notice that there's some magic about him.
About him, but nothing searching
well, it
us
could
in
be
the room.
on his person, could be
The
him.
look in his
Okay.
eyes.
Could be the
I think I get
magic
to know
that,
this. I get to go to the school of magic, I believe, with detect magic.
Would be. Wow.
Was a
DM
The extent that I
Bard,
know.
What is enchantment? Is the school of magic?
Enchantment. Okay.
While he's drawing his runes, I rub my spork through his hair.
What is this band of adventurers? It's like a monkey.
Got an
and a
orc with a spork.
Orc with a sport.
Well, you're never getting away from that sport, no matter if you're level 20.
I told you I had a thing, and I
We
was
have-
working on it.
See, now we
Jesus.
have merchandise. Orc with a sport.
Yes.
Make it. We gotta make that shirt. I'd wear it. All
I'd
right.
actually
Yeah.
wear it too.
I'd wear it.
So he gives you guys your glasses and makes sure you're all set. And you are left alone in this quiet room.
Is there a window?
No.
Okay, perfect.
As soon
I
as
revisit
we're
my question with Ben from earlier. What was that place? Yeah, about the
Oh.
place, the clergy. What was it?
That place is a hall. Not really a temple. It's not the place you go to pray because it's not dedicated to a god necessarily. It's the Undying Court is what they pray to, what we pray to. There are multiple people, and they intervene in different aspects of reality. It just depends on a lot of things. If you pray, well, in essence, there needs to be a balance between life and death, and if there's needless killing, it disrupts a balance. And these members of the Undying Court keep it
Yes.
balanced. And I help a small part, a little cog in a big machine, where if machines don't exist. It's one page in a big book.
I see. Thank you.
So, as you're all sitting
So-
there left in the room, what would you like to discuss?
I would be pouring everybody a glass of wine and passing them out, and then as soon as I'm done with that, I will kick back in a chair, kick my boots off, and then like put my feet up on the table, and like let out a sigh of exhaustion and say, "Well, I haven't dealt with anything like that in a few weeks, and I am glad that is over with."
Is the law a normal thing for you?
Yeah.
It's not necessarily the law, it's more of the very formal proceedings.
I'm a little offended that we're being accused of something that we all know that we didn't do.
Of course we didn't do this, but like, can you blame them?
I understand.
You have to look at these things from both sides to try and get the full picture.
I understand. It's just that the fact that now I feel like this Chester fellow is going to ask for our services in order to clear our name when we already know that our name is clear?
I think
just don't
that
like
if we... I don't think that we should provide any services until our names are cleared, and then be clear that we will not do any services for free. I do want to help in this investigation. I would like to get to the bottom of this. This obviously coming from my neck of the woods, is concerning, and I've done a research into the war between the two kingdoms over 100 years ago, and it's the peace that has been found between us. I'd like to keep and maintain that, and this is definitely concerning, to say the least.
Did you know Lord Nudal?
Not personally, no.
Does this action kind of disrupt everything? Or is this just run-of-the-mill elf stuff?
I'm familiar with some elf stuff, if you will, but maybe not proficient. But no, this is not something normal. This is definitely something that can upset the balance of the noble powers, if you will.
Well, there's good news about all of this is that, and we can't prove we did not do it, but when we find who did it, then it won't be us.
I
So-
think that we can prove that we did not do it because we did not do it. So
But I mean, we'd have to prove someone else did it. So by not proving that we didn't do it, we would know how to find the person that did do it. So it's getting two birds turned to stone by finding out who did it, and then they'll know it's not us.
But that goes back to what Zio was saying about the fact that this guy he's basically asking us to help, but not
for free.
yeah, for free, and not just to help, but to help in order to clear our names. And I understand it, but it is a little offensive because our names should be clear already, and we would all be willing to help if they just asked.
I agree with this, and I think that we don't have to work for free. I think that there's definitely the right words need to be said, and this is if you will, a little bit of a game of cat and mouse, and a game of words, and just how you say the right things could get you into so many different situations
That's
in these
usually
type
what
of meetings.
Well, we don't really have much of a choice, and it's not like we can just run away. So we
It is an option. I don't think that.
You want to run away? Is that what you said?
No, I'm saying it is an option to work for no payments just to clear our names, but I do not like that idea.
Here,
we
I
really
have
want
a
to play?
suggestion.
I'm open.
I think that, I mean, I'll look around at everybody. I think that if I'm not mistaken, that, you know, especially Zero, if you say that this is something that could upset a level of balance, that we might be interested in at least trying to figure out what happened here. And if we were going to do it anyway, then we might as well do it to clear our name, but maybe we can negotiate some sort of terms that once we've cleared our name, we receive something in addition to just a cleared name, because we already know that our names should be clear.
The only
See.
problem with that is that means we have to take the matters into our hands,
And
and
do we really?
don't. We know very little. He has all the information.
I'm assuming he would give it to us if he was asking us to help.
He gave us nothing.
And do we want to
Said he
play
would
cat
talk
and
with
mouse
us
with the
tomorrow
Lord?
morning.
Is he gonna talk to us or talk at us?
He will talk to us.
Can you assure
But-
that though? Because he did a lot of talking at us tonight.
That he did,
Well.
but I think that what I was talking about earlier and the right words to be said, June stated them quite perfectly. I think that we agree to work to clear our names, but as soon as our names are cleared, we negotiate some sort of compensation. And the
What's so,
negotiation will happen beforehand.
But what's so offensive about working just to help people and not having be paid for it? What's so offensive?
I agree
I
with that.
think here's my stance on it. I have no problem helping people that have no means of helping themselves. I have no problem helping people that need it, that may not be able to give some sort of compensation. But helping a royal guard and, you know, very established people for nothing when they certainly don't need our help. That guard I spoke to made it very clear. It's the principle of the matter.
Well,
No.
if. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but it's not for nothing. If you were just plainly speaking about gold, just say gold, because we would help balance the needless murder and give peace to a family's hearts. That is more than some gold. But if you were all just talking about getting paid in gold, then just say that, because it's not for nothing if we don't get paid.
Well, I can't help out a family if I don't have room and board, so that's priority number one.
You're a monster. You sleep in the woods, so you know that.
Well, I can't deny.
Where's Zio? Where's your shield at this point?
My shield would still be located on my back.
And you're like leaning like in a chair.
Okay, so I suppose that I would have taken off the
You're just-
shield
you're
and
sitting
leaned
there
it
like-
against the chair.
Yeah, so I'm real comfortable.
Yeah, I would have
I'm really
stowed my
coming.
weapons probably on the ground next to me, or
Okay.
leaning on the table maybe.
I kind of walk around the room and
If you touch me with your fucking spork, I swear to God.
Nope. The spork is not out. I have my wine. I take a sip, but I dip my finger, and like seeing as your shield was very clean, I start drawing an orc smiley face on your shield, like,
It's
kneeling
just a
down
smiley face with like the upside
with
down
tusk.
triangle.
Yeah, that's all it is. And as I
Upside
kneel
down
down and do it, like I'm very into my artwork here, but I say, as he was talking to us, you notice he talked at us, and then I stand
You've
up.
mentioned.
But he's gonna do that always. He's just gonna keep doing it. He thinks he has us. We're intimidated by him. That's what I think.
So we let him keep
Are you
thinking that.
intimidated by him?
No. I mean, in a sense of like, could I kill him? Probably. But does he have means of revenge? I'm sure he does.
What'd you
I
say,
think what
Alar?
we
Alar, what'd you say?
I said we should let him think that we are intimidated.
Or we just
That's,
help.
I
that's
think
kind of the same thing. He is a very smart man. I can see that. What
who are you talking about?
what I want to know is, the same questions that we were asking is why us? Along the lines of, did we incriminate ourselves somehow? Like, what did we do to draw attention to us?
I
We
look at
looked
Zen.
different, and
Both
we
of
weren't
us.
around.
Says the half orc and the other half orc and the 7-foot tall furbolg and
8'9",
8'9".
monster size.
I think I'm 7'9", but yeah.
Well, I also may say, if we are trying to get gold out of this, we help him, we get their name in, and we get higher pay from other things than just this one task. Because if we help solve a murder, it's more or less better for us, especially the Lord. I'm just saying.
I do want to make this clear. This is not just about money for me.
Money is good.
Money is
Survival
good.
is
Good,
bad.
and you need it, but it's not. I'm not disagreeing with what you said earlier, Sven. Like I mentioned, we were all willing to try and help initially. It's the principle of the matter that now we're almost being forced to help because we're suspects.
Exactly.
That could be just the will of the courts. They do funny things like that. One day I thought I was just going to go down to buy a new brush for the horse, and I ended up stepping in a huge puddle and ruining my favorite pair of slip-on shoes. So, it's something like that.
Does this happen to real life?
No. I had to buy a brush for my horse. And I got my shoes dirty. Boy, was I bummed.
Damn, my Toms.
I'll be honest. Talk of all this money is kind of boring me. I have questions I think more relevant to the investigation. Who would profit from killing a man who made peace?
Somebody who
my
wants
guess
war.
is an entire empire.
An empire? What do
not-
you mean?
Necessarily the entire empire. There's lots of riches to be had when war is made. There's
Sorry,
all
in my
sorts
head, I
of
just went
different
with,
powers.
Your new empire.
So, Zio, you're from Utheron.
I am.
Did you hear any rumors of anyone wanting to break the peace with Solaria?
DM?
God?
Dad?
I've heard
Dad?
any,
Dad?
Dad,
I've
do I
heard
know
any
shit?
rumors
Do I
about
know
any
shit,
sort of
Dad?
assassination attempts or
Something like that would be so
unsettling-
closely guarded in a very tight-knit political circle that you probably wouldn't
Yeah.
have heard of anything like that.
no, I've not personally heard any plans or rumors of plans or anything of the sort.
As you're all having this conversation and enjoying your wine and your tooth smiley faces, you hear another on the door, and you hear again, I knocked.
Who is it?
I knocked.
I read.
Who is it?
I draw my
Sorry,
bow.
I thought that was obvious. It's Nick.
Come in, bartender.
Okay, come on. in.
Bartender.
He
Come on,
comes back in,
guy.
and he has
Come,
a,
come.
He has a wooden plate, and
Come.
it has some fruits and vegetables on it. He sets it down. He goes, you're really going to want to try that cheese. Trust me, it's quite delectable. I'll leave you to it. And he quickly...
Is it like
Does it
that
taste like
Dragonborn
that?
ale?
Oh, no, not at all. You'll quite enjoy that one, I promise you.
Okay.
And
Thank you very much.
He
Nick.
kind of quickly gets out of the room, shuts the door.
Quickly.
Kaboo! No.
That's what I was waiting for.
Just a dirty bomb.
Well, thanks for watching,
Um,
everybody.
Would I have noticed
TPK.
him do anything? It's kind of weird him just drop it. Like I understand he has a job, but
Sure, make a perception check.
it's,
Is there a
yeah,
bomb in the cheese?
yeah, no,
No,
but
that
I mean,
cheese is
Is the
just
cheese
bomb.
ticking?
The cheese
What
is
the
just
fuck
bomb.
is Ratatouille doing?
I don't know.
You guys want to swim in that cheese bowl I made? It's the bomb.
Fuck my life. That is a Can I just go with my passive wisdom? My
No.
passive wisdom 13. That's
You're trying-
higher.
I just want to say we all have D&D Beyond characters, and you are literally pulling up a hard copy.
Paper. Yeah. I know.
Printed from D&D Beyond. I want to say that's an option.
Silly.
But
It's for
I
when we
prefer-
lose
I
power
prefer
and
the
we
hard
have to
copy.
stream.
Yeah, for when
No,
no one
that's
has
exactly.
power.
Exactly. Thank you very
Kind of
much.
like in a Jeep where you
When we
put the
can't play
window
at all.
controls in the center, and then you're like, well, it's for when the windows or doors are off. And it's like, well, then why do you need the windows down? Anyway, you do not
Fucking hate
notice anything odd that he does,
Alright.
other than randomly dropping off this platter.
Okay.
Can I like sniff the cheese in particular and see if it is poisoned at all?
It is smells like normal cheese.
Wait, hold on.
Can I
Okay.
Looks
correct
like
the
normal.
cheese
What
before
kind of
he
cheese
sneaks
is
it
that?
and just eat it?
Wait, I might have a useless
It's
spell
like
for
a
this.
block of cheese. It's not like liquid cheese.
Like, is it Asiago, cheddar?
Do it.
Jack.
Gouda.
Is it queso?
Did he
All
bring
right,
us
I
a bowl
know
of
3
liquid
of
cheese?
you are not gonna get this, but this is stew right now. This is stew.
No, I know. It's cheese stew.
Did
But
one of you
did-
say that you grabbed the cheese?
I
mean,
will,
Somebody said they sniffed
Really?
it.
Theo did.
Jay did.
I will start eating.
Okay, as you pick it up,
Yeah.
you notice that there is a parchment underneath it folded.
I will pick
Folded
up the
cheese?
parchment.
cheese
as I am-
note?
Knew it.
And then
Yeah, I will,
the note just
knew
says,
it.
"This is the bomb."
This is a bomb.
This is a bomb.
As you read it, it's only about 5 lines of writing, and it says, "I believe you're being set up. The guards have already arrived, and I don't believe they plan to don't intend to let you leave."
Who's reading that?
Zia.
I am
Zio.
Theo is. But you read it to yourself, right?
correct.
And it also says, "Your rooms have windows," and that's all that's written.
Our rooms do
Sven?
have windows.
I will place this down on the table and say, well, maybe it's not the best option to try and work here or clear our names,
2 things.
What,
One,
you have to
allowing
hide the
everybody
change?
to read it.
I'll
one-
grab it right away and then read it myself.
Okay.
Just read it
I
out loud
have-
so we don't have to do this 4 more times.
No, I wanna read it silently.
Can I be third in line? Could you do a marching order of reading
Sure.
it?
Yeah. Yeah.
I read it. I read
Roll
it like.
initiative.
Yeah.
It's gonna
I
be
read it
like
out and,
funny, but hang on.
I read it out like just to us, so only us can hear it.
Okay. No problem.
So only
Um,
us can hear it.
This is where first of all,
I'm
if-
sorry. There would have been. I did not read the full thing. There would have been
Oh.
one more line that would say, "Good luck clearing."
Missed a
your
line.
Good luck.
good
what?
luck. What?
Clearing your name.
Oh. Is this
Go ahead.
handwriting familiar to me at all?
No.
Okay.
I'm assuming it would come.
Unless you have like
came
a
from Nick.
reason that it might. I don't know. But no.
No,
It
no
seems
reason.
like we
just
found our
questioning.
adventure.
Visibly shaken and a little nervous. Are all of you pretty quick?
I can hide myself. I
Like
know it
fast?
doesn't
Sounds
look
pretty
like I can
average.
hide myself, but I can hide myself in plain
Okay.
sight.
I can take.
I'm
I
just
know
yelling
how
out.
to.
Everybody, hold on.
myself.
Hold on. Hold on. This sounds like, at least to me, that someone is warning us that if we work with Chester, we may not be able to clear our name. And
We're being
perhaps
Exactly.
and
yeah.
perhaps we need to do it ourselves.
What
I
this
say-
sounds like to me is there will not be an option to clear our names without
Yes.
If we meet with
possibly
Chester
running
tomorrow,
first.
we are going to jail.
Are we in a
That's what it
second
sounds
story
like.
room?
Yes.
Then this is where you tell us a very secret location that we can all convene at.
I do that. We go there. We win.
And thank you for watching the Arcane Archives.
Um,
I say we go to bed and meet at the clergy.
How long do you think?
Mm,
I don't. The
No.
clergy seems pretty
Not on our side.
on the radar. If radar is a
yeah,
thing.
maybe not against us, but
On the sundial.
On the
on
it's
the
it's on the
sundial, yes.
sundial. It's a point on the sundial.
Oh, I see what you
This
mean
thing
now.
is so inaccurate.
Especially when the moon's out.
So I think maybe Sven, if you do know of any, private locations that would,
Someplace only I would go.
maybe, or something that would meet our needs for right now, if everybody is capable of getting out of
I
their
got it.
rooms.
I know where to go.
Do you live
maybe
here too?
someplace out of the city.
Yep, exactly. Sven,
But we also
let's go
need
where
to...
we found those elves.
You mean where everybody was murdered in this small area?
Exactly.
That's the last place they would look for us.
That is about a 2-day travel from town.
So
No.
let's go.
But DM, would Sven know of any other like nooks or potentially, more discreet ways of
Make
getting?
an
A little
intelligence
nook.
check, I guess.
Uh-oh.
Actually, no. This would be more wisdom. Make a wisdom check.
Thank you, DM. I rolled a 4, so it's an 8. I'm so scared I don't even know what this city I grew up
do not have a line on the underbelly of the city. So you do not
No.
know. You know
Can-
you know the areas around the city that are just not populated, like back alleys and stuff, but you don't know of like a hidey hole or somewhere secret like that.
I hate to piggyback off that roll, but I'm gonna. So,
I hate to do this, but I'm doing it.
yeah, did I see anything on my walk in that could have been some sort of secretive spot?
That looks like a
Uh,
secret door.
Make an intelligence check with disadvantage.
I was about to
I'm
say,
already at that in real life.
I'm already there. Beat you to it.
Ooh. Let's see if I can get lower than a 2. I got a, what'd you say, investigation?
Yeah.
Intelligence.
Yeah, it's a 2. Our intelligence is 2.
No, you weren't like looking for it, and you're just like you sit back to think, and then the second you like get at full tilt back, you go no, and you come back for it.
Where's my spork?
So we honestly might need to act kind of fast if the guards they are not letting us out, and if tomorrow we have to start working for Chester. Then
I
we
don't
might...
think that work would necessarily be offered to us, but I agree with maybe we should act fast here.
Chester is not an option. We need to get out of here.
So out the window and down the street.
Yes. We need to
I-
go like far away, out of town. Everyone meet out of town, like west. Everyone go
There's-
west, out of town.
Does
Maybe we should
anyone
have a
windows
little
in
bit
this
more
room.
of a solid?
Does anyone
place?
have swift hands?
Absolutely not.
Yeah, I can pick a pocket or two.
Do you want to slip our friend Nick a note
Is this Furbolg language?
and
Is that-
ask him where to hide?
But then that would be someone that would
make
know.
yeah. He's gonna have knowledge of where we are. They could break him and smash him, and he will
He
die.
already
Maybe
knows
Nick
told us
wasn't
that
the
we have
one.
windows
Oblivion.
out the...
But at least he wouldn't know where we're going. We
So
could
we are
potentially
determined on
ask him
running?
to make a distraction.
That's what I already had that plan.
was just
I got an idea for that.
Let's hear
That
your
doesn't
idea.
surprise me with you and your spork. Real quickly, I did
Your hair
want
needs to be combed.
It's fine. Don't
You
touch
needed
it
to be
with that
combed.
disgusting thing.
Don't touch. Don't touch.
Do
me.
not
You want to
touch me
comb my
with your spork.
hair?
Real quickly though, June, I believe you were the only other one who presented a token, and yours was also from here. Is this town familiar to you, or city, I should say?
So I am technically Solarian, but I grew up very close to the border of Solaria and Uthran. This is my first time down here.
So you
and,
wouldn't know where to go.
Actually, You know what? I might.
Okay.
DM, if it's okay.
I don't
Um,
know. I have no information to go on yet.
yeah. So I will.
I still have no information to go on.
Well, my mentor had a place in the forest outside of the city, east of the city. I don't think she's there. She might be, but she would be someone that we could trust. So we could potentially go there.
If you guys would excuse me, I'll be right. And I kind of head up towards my room.
Okay. As you head out, as you come out, Nick kind of looks at you, and the smiley face is not there when you first got on. He looks at you, and then kind of like he was concerned at first, and then noticed you, and then gives you a smile, and you head up to your room.
I'm gonna actually exit out with him, and then I'm gonna approach Nick.
Okay. Yes. What can I do for you?
We're gonna need you to do us a favor. Once we all leave as a group, can you distract the boys out front for us?
And he, I don't know what you mean.
Ha, sorry. I'll be back.
And
I go back into the room.
I don't know what you mean.
He mentions before you leave. He goes, it's gonna be a real long night.
As always, they are.
Yeah, I'll probably turn in early.
Okay, I guess we won't. Well, we might get one more order of cheese, though.
Very well, just let me know.
And then I go back
Just bring
into
the
the
old one
room.
out when you're done.
And
Bring
then
you a second bowl of liquid cheese.
Can we get some more cheese?
and then I
Fondue.
I need more
take
queso.
his note and I start writing on it to like bring the guards like a ale and some more cheese for them out front. And then and then I take all the cheese off of it and put it in my pocket. And then
Wait,
so
you
I
take all the cheese off and put the cheese
Nope.
in your pocket?
I take all the cheese except for 2 slices, or I cut 2
I was
slices
gonna
and
say, what do
leave
you
that.
think they are? Craft singles?
Yes, that's exactly what I was picturing.
Just a stack of craft singles is what he gave you.
Individually wrapped and
Plastic first, right?
Wrapped in plastic.
Yeah.
And I fold up the little note and sandwich it between the cheeses that are only left on this giant platter. And I take it out to him.
I look at him before he goes out and I say, you could just tell Nick that, and I think he would understand if you just told him to get the guards some mail for the night, as they might be a long night, and they might want some more entertainment. They might
Can't
need
you
some
see I have this
distraction.
handled? I have this.
Do
And
you?
then-
Do you really need to write this down? Why don't you just suggest to give them?
Do you see this
Food and
delicious
stuff.
note sandwich I have right here?
not sandwich.
Yes, and I think it's
Note
quite
sandwich.
obvious, is what I'm getting at.
I just turn my
Yeah.
nose
Have
and
you
walk
do you?
out.
Go for it.
As you head out, he takes it, he puts it under the whole thing under the table, and you can see that he quickly reads it. And he goes, by the way, I think I've given you guys enough ale for the night. I don't know if I could give you any more.
I nod and yeah, we're going to bed. We have stayed up way past our bedtime.
And
Thank you
says,
for.
he says, make sure you don't sleep in.
No, we have a big day tomorrow. Don't know what's gonna happen,
Big day
but it's
tonight.
big. Well, yes.
Hint, motherfucking hint.
And he goes, oh yes, and he goes and helps another table.
And I walk back into the room.
With okay, so we're still missing Cthulhu, but I'm gonna
Yeah.
look around and ask, like, does that sound like a plan to you guys? Does anybody else have another place to go?
Well,
So out
we're
the
gonna be
window downstairs.
separated.
Oh,
We're gonna be separate for a little bit, so we need like a meeting point or convene
I
point,
don't
and then we
think
meet.
We really should be separate. I think we stand our best chances in a group.
So you think we all go out one window?
Would it be? I
Not
mean,
necessarily.
well, also that's not a bad thought. No one's gonna be. DM, is this like a 2-story
Yes.
thing we're talking about? Okay, so no one's really gonna be upstairs if we make sure that no one sees us all enter the same room.
That's true.
So
out the window.
while you're all discussing this, Cthulhu, what are you doing in your room?
Is there a window, like in my room?
Yes.
I'm gonna go and look out it. Do I see anything outside of it? Guards.
Guards, no. You're basically into the back of the building. So you see a alleyway, you see crates on the bottom. The roof across the street, which is about 15 feet, it'd be a hard jump, but it is lower.
Okay. Then after that, I'm gonna get onto my knees and in Elvish, I'm gonna start praying. And it's gonna be, what am I supposed to do now in this world that I don't know? Why am I being blamed for something that I have not done? And are you even there to hear me? And I'm like, just full on focusing everything I have.
Make a religion check.
That's not bad, actually. 16?
16. As that happens, you hear a strong breeze outside the window. Kind of even hits the window and shakes it a little bit. As you hear a ethereal voice, distant in your head as your eyes are closed. And one second. Sorry. You hear a male voice in your head, and you hear a very deep grumble. You have one night left of true freedom. Use it wisely. Don't waste it. And the loud breeze happens again and hits the window, and the breeze and dissipates.
I instantly get up and just, like, almost thinking that he can see me. I nod my head and I walk quickly downstairs.
Okay.
Back into the room.
At this point, he reconvenes with all of you.
I ask the other two very quickly. Erdin and Sven. Do you speak Elvish by chance?
Nope.
Not a lick.
All right.
I had to look into my brain
It was
for
a
a second.
secret language. All right. Sorry, the
Nope.
4 of us speak Elvish, so I thought that might work. Okay, never mind. All right. Forget
I
how you
can't-
mentioned.
I can confirm that we have one. Tonight is the last night we are free.
What?
We are fucked tomorrow.
Who? I want to address something really quick. As
He barges back in. We're free tonight and we're fucked tomorrow. After just being gone, comes back. We are fucked.
I don't want to
What is exactly
interrupt what
fucking us?
Sven was about to say, but yeah, I wanted to elaborate on that after.
Yeah, Sven, what were you gonna say?
anything I possibly was going to say is little of importance now. What did you just say? You say we're
Yeah.
free tonight, and then tomorrow we are to be fucked.
Yeah.
So what is
what
fucking us?
what makes you? Yeah. What
Uh,
you
you
just
awfully
left and came
confident?
back? Like what? Where'd this
I-
information come from? Did
Come
you get a
from-
note too?
no.
Just cheese notes everywhere.
This one was in the form of cheese whiz on my pillow.
Orc
This
with
this one was in my queso.
Orc with a spork, and he's just eating a cheese platter.
Okay.
Or with a spork.
Suddenly, the holes in Swiss cheese have
I'm
become
just
a lot more
saying,
useful.
check yield memes. But
No, I did not get a note. I've told you very little about Fultus, and I put all my faith in him, and he has told me that tonight we are free and is our last night of freedom. True freedom.
So a god.
So a god has an. It's hard to explain.
But
No,
You have to
no
trust me
matter-
here. I have not steered you wrong.
no matter where or
known
what
you
we
for 4
do,
hours.
Not before you. I am talking to these four, and if you want to trust me, I would be much appreciated, and you would see.
the
I
only
do.
the only problem though is no matter what choice we make, it sounds like we are not free.
Well, here's
not-
the thing: is that from what Cthulhu's saying is that we're not gonna be free either way, and it goes back to what I mentioned before that we're gonna have to clear our names ourselves, and
Is that the between the lines? We are now chained to freeing ourselves again?
I think
We
so.
have to free ourselves, and it's
What it does
probably
sound
tonight is our best bet to get anything done.
So do
before
we free
are-
ourselves from a prison cell, or do we free ourselves from not
Clearing
a
our names.
prison cell?
I say we do what we can tonight, and then tomorrow we have to run before the sun rises.
I think we run tonight.
Yeah, we can't. The
But-
guards aren't gonna let us leave tonight.
Yeah, so I said like 45 minutes ago out the window down the street. If you
Yep.
want to do
Yeah.
that.
Well,
side
from my
note.
window, if you guys are athletic, we can get onto a roof and we can get out quickly.
I can do that.
Well,
Yeah.
Alar, we haven't heard
Just kidding, no,
your
can't.
opinion on this too much. You are sticking with the group that we have made, though, correct?
Yes.
You are
What do you
down
mean
to
the
follow
group
us
that-
through this?
Yes.
The four of us.
Sorry,
Yes?
I must have missed something.
I said the four of us.
Yeah.
You're going to be sticking with us, correct? And the fourth being you as well.
Yes.
And then now we've picked up 2 more.
And yes, that was my
Yes.
next question. Sven and Uridin.
Yep.
Okay. Still trying to get that name down.
It's orcish, I understand.
Yeah, a little bit new for me. But you two, are you willing to join us and follow us? Because it sounds like we are heading out tonight, and I didn't want to group you in if you feel that it is safer for you to stay. By all means, we can part ways tonight, but if you stab us in the back, I'm not
Go
going to be
on.
too happy.
However, I just want to add that I don't recommend that either of you stay tonight either. We're
So I
all
don't
being
know.
accused of the same thing.
Sounds like your best option is to come with us.
I say we
Yeah.
leave soon.
So remember when I said to go out the window
I say we do
And-
that now.
down the street? So glad we circled back around to that. Or we never know, maybe, and I don't mean no disrespect, but maybe your god is maybe not
Wrong?
Yeah, not probably wrong. Maybe. What if we have to follow the law? Are we going to leave the whole city behind?
Sounds like the law is kind of
No.
against us right
The
now.
law is against us, and if my god was wrong, I would have been dead years ago.
Well, the additional thing to that is that Nick has said that we're being set up, so we're working an uphill battle here.
What if he's literally saying he's setting us up? Nick himself. Like, that's him saying that to us.
The guy that gave us cheese.
I take
Yeah.
my spork and I tap Sven on the nose. That would be quite the game. I literally
much
tap you like 4 times.
Of my wine did you drink?
I had 1 sip. Why?
No.
Oh, Jesus.
Why?
I will not respond to that. But
We can go back to my
Um,
first question about all of you. Are you fast? Because I'm about to literally explode this window.
if you're ready to go,
You
Well,
guys
they
hear,
don't-
you guys hear,
I'll be honest.
you guys
I'll
hear
be
another
honest.
knock at the door.
I'm gonna be
Hello?
going out the front door.
who is it?
At this point, I have my hand on my
I
blade,
knocked.
like no.
Hello, Nick.
And I,
All right,
Come in, Nick.
Come in,
on
Nick.
It comes in.
If
It's
it's
the
Nick.
devil. No, I'm just kidding. It's Nick.
Dick.
What's the difference?
And he goes, did you guys need anything else? Did you want me to listen to your orders at all, or you want me to take your orders? Did you need anything? You want me to stay? You want me to go?
Do you want to stay with us?
Huh? And he kind of
I look at Nick and I say, you know, are there any great tourist attractions?
Oh,
during the
let me
city.
tell you about that. And he shuts the door, and he goes, "Oh, so all right. So what's your guys' plan?"
out
Yes.
I
the,
will.
Hell out
out
of here.
the window.
Attractions, Nick.
We're gonna figure this out.
There's the main
Well,
square. It's beautiful.
Hold on.
The main
Um,
square, pleasant location with privacy.
No,
Wait,
That's
listen
the
to
type
June.
of tourist attraction I'm looking for, Nick.
I'm missing the metaphor.
Let
So,
June
I
I
will-
feel
say
like he's very
something.
blunt.
Yeah.
June, you were saying something?
I think what Alar is trying to ask you is do you know of any quiet, more private attractions in the city?
I'm sure I could point you to a few. Are you planning on sticking in the city then?
Or right outside.
Maybe we shouldn't.
Depends upon how much time we have. You know.
We're running out of it.
Can
We're running out of it rapidly.
If you leave, you might
Can
never
I,
be able to get back in. Trail might be
do I
closed.
trust what he's saying?
I don't know.
Yeah, I
Do
wanna
you
do an
trust what
insight
he's
check.
saying?
That
Get
was
back
I was
in.
trying to say I want to do
Sure,
an
you
insight
can make
check.
an
Yeah, he's
insight check.
inciting that.
Zio, you can make an insight check.
We'll say
Natural
this.
20
Hell yeah.
for a 20.
He seems very joyful and has not led you wrong yet.
Okay.
Yet is a big word.
If you guys leave the city, that might be bad, don't you think? Trail might go cold.
Let's.
Our trail?
The trail.
Wow.
Guy knows a lot.
Out of
Oh, the
curiosity, the main square, is that where it's happened?
I don't know exactly where. I could find out for you, but I don't know how long that'd take.
Hey, Nick.
Hmm.
Why do you know so much?
Well, it's a popular tavern, and the only reason I'm helping you guys is because I doubt you did anything, and it's kind of shitty for someone to set you up.
Do you
You know who
why
would want to
us?
send us up?
I'm sure there's a lot of people that say they want to set somebody up after doing something like this, especially a northerner. But
You-
I couldn't
who?
tell you who.
Money, money, money. So,
What about money?
Out the window.
you know, it's money.
That is
Okay.
true. Money is money.
Well,
Nick,
So
do you
what you're
know-
trying to tell us is that it would be best for us to stay here in town?
I'd say you have one really long night to try to clear your name.
Let's,
I've
where would
said
you
that-
start? Where, let's see.
probably the main square.
I also think Cthulhu had an idea.
What do you, Cthulhu?
No, I'm just alliterating that. Tonight we kind of need to just do what we can tonight, because if we don't, we're gonna be running until we're just playing the game that we're not gonna win. Tonight
So-
is our last. If we get out
We are-
stealthily, we're fine, and then we can figure it out.
We're not sleeping.
No,
Sounds
I don't
like
think
yes,
so.
we need to.
and
From what?
Nick,
Yeah.
do you know anybody who would want to disrupt the peace, being a popular tavern owner yourself?
I mean, I have my own speculation, but no direct answer. I'm sure that there's
Well-
a lot of political people that would like another political person assassinated.
particularly that would want to set something up from the north?
Not particularly. That I would know. Again,
I-
it would just be speculation at this point, but nothing I would know.
I kind of like grab 4 gold, play it on the table.
Yeah, now you can keep your money. I'm not lying to you.
I think
Well-
you said the best tourist location right now is the main square.
Probably for what you're looking for.
Tourist. Alright. I'm gonna be going to my room then, and I think I'll meet you all at the central square.
Will indeed. And I
Maybe
kinda get
we
up.
all go to the same room and watch for the others exiting.
He opens the door and he goes, "All right, so you're sure you don't want any ales? No, last
I'm
bottle
fine,
of wine
thank
for you.
you.
No, it's all right. It's all right. Tomorrow we'll get some more." And he kind of goes and shuts the door.
Alrighty. I think we leave now. We need to figure something out. We are getting stuck where we are. I will go to my room.
Yeah.
I will go to the roof, and I will try to get out first. If anybody would like to follow through my roof and through my room, you may.
I'll
I'll
follow
go through
you,
your
Cthulhu.
room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also,
Your room,
I
go to the roof.
can I suggest
If you're
nightfall we
athletic.
leave? Is it nightfall yet? Like what time? Is it?
And
What time
if
of
you're
day is
if
it?
you want to leave like when it's dark, yeah, a couple hours.
Okay.
Okay.
I kind of like.
What's right now? Nah, right now feels okay. Maybe sunset, dusk.
There will be parts of the
Doesn't
city that
sound
are
like we
already
have a lot
dark.
of
I'm just
time.
saying, if you wanted to be like, it's nighttime, you know,
Mm-hmm.
then you
Okay.
want to wait an
Oh,
hour
okay.
or two. So
Well,
you all heading back to the room then?
I'm heading to
Yeah.
my
Yeah.
room, and I'm gonna
Yeah,
start. I'm gonna start praying again.
So as you all exit the room, Nick gives you a wave and he goes in to clear your places. As you head to Cthulhu's room to decide whether to run or to stay and clear your name, that is where we're
Before-
going to end the first session.
Ooh.
Oh,
Oh,
Oh.
Oh.
Just to make a note for next session, I want to pull Sven aside
Okay.
before we enter Cthulhu's room.
no problem. You do
before
it.
we enter Cthulhu.
Before we enter Cthulhu. Are you
Give it
saying
up.
that we're
Not
free
be
Chicken
tonight
bum.
and tomorrow we are to be fucked?
That was amazing.
Dying at that. Oh, that was so funny.
Good session.
Yeah, that was
I
a
just-
really good first session. No, that
Yeah,
was
that's
Thinking,
fun.
like
really
he
fun.
he leaves, he just goes right to his room. He comes back. We're fucked.
Tonight we're
Nobody-
free, tomorrow we're fucked.
And nobody knows this guy yet.
Oh no.
No, you two don't. They do.
That is true.
Well, they're like, yeah. Just come
Alrighty.
back out of nowhere.
So, for anybody that is here that has not followed, if you would like to, much appreciated. Also follow our YouTube or subscribe to our YouTube down below. Again, we're going to be live every Friday at 7 p.m. Eastern time. For those that have followed, I believe Dread Something is Nick. Is that you? Okay. So Dread Something, thank you. From the Void 89, thank you for the follow. And I believe I'm going to butcher this, but Thorlius.
Torialis. Yeah.
Thorlialis. All right,
He's a
Thorlialis.
fellow Cronian.
Oh, okay. Well, welcome to the
guild.
stream. I hope you enjoyed yourself. Thank you, Wind Elemental. I'm glad I got you through your homework. But again, the VOD of this is going to go live on our YouTube channel on Tuesday, hopefully. Might be a day or two just to figure that out since we haven't done it yet. But thank you for everybody that stopped by. We'll be back a week from now. Much love. Everybody have a great night.
Good night.
Night.
Good night.